SICC support independent content creators.
We live in a world where the closer you are to whiteness, the more beautiful it's believed that you are. So yeah, I know you think it's just your own personal taste that makes you attracted to the light skins, but actually it's because you were systemically brainwashed to hate African features. As you probably know, during the times of slavery, the lighter skinned black people were allowed to stay in the house and do less strenuous work than the darker skinned laborers of the field. Because their phenotypic appearance more closely resembled that of white people, they were allotted more privileges than their darker skinned counterparts. Since the lighter skinned Negroes have historically had it easier in our culture, we began to attribute traits of softness and weakness to them. Anyway, you know the most common compliment I get? Boy, you got so pretty eyes! Although I appreciate the compliment, I'm aware that my eyes are only considered pretty due to their correlation with whiteness. It's always the green or the blue or the hazel eyes that get complimented. You know, the colors that usually white people have. That melanated dark brown, though. Them just regular eyes. Good plan. Any feature on the human body that is more African in nature, we tend to prefer the white variation of it. We tend to like smaller noses, smaller eyes, looser hair. In fact, the only things that we like that are generally considered black traits are the sexual ones. Big booties, big lips, thick thighs, wide hips, big penis. These are Italian people. These are German people. These are Irish people. But these are black people. Now, why is it that black has so many colors? Well, it's because in the times of slavery, they invented something known as the one-drop rule, which meant that just one drop of black blood would taint your beautiful whiteness and make you thereby known as a nigger. This is why even when someone is half black and white, we much more often identify them as black. It's because historically, any bit of blackness was considered a filthy defilement of white purity, and as a result, we have countless shades of so-called black people that are all consistently reminded that they are better, prettier, nicer, and smarter the closer they are to white. 150 years later, and this conditioning still affects not just black people, but every brown person on earth. But you are beautiful. Your hair is good hair. Your nose is magnificent. Your eyes are gorgeous. And I urge you to love every drop of colorful blood within you and know that it is filled with melanated magic. I love you.
Dark side, light this bitch up.
Okay. Hey, hello, you guys. Welcome. Welcome. I highlighted everyone that was in the chat. Thanks for stopping through. Perhaps you can engage with me. But yes, the topic that I'm speaking about is colorism. And I'm not going to take it from a predictable angle. When I say predictable angle, I'm just going to speak about the realities of it. My predictable angle will not be really regarding any two individuals in the sector, because I already gave my thoughts on that. And you know, just from what I was given, I didn't see anything colorist about it. But I know there is colorism. So I kind of wanted to speak about that, because since it's been in the sector, I've heard so many different thoughts and moves. I've seen moves being made. Let me grab my earpiece. And a lot of the moves have been like gaslighting. And I don't know, and things that just conflict with what we know colorism to be. And I'm like, why do you even think that? But the gaslighting, just because you're tired of hearing the subject does not make it not a thing. And a lot of you guys sound like white supremacists when they deny racism exists. And a lot of you guys look very hypocritical because you're very keen on racism. No one has to help you with that. Okay. You can sense it. You can sniff it out of a corner. You can see it when it's not so much in front of you. And I'm not saying that your thoughts are invalid, but what I'm saying is you're sharp there. You're sharp in those areas. But all of a sudden, you guys lose your intellectual mojo, okay, and your groove when it comes to recognizing colorism and the realities of it. And just because you're tired of certain people speaking about it does not mean that you're correct in saying the things that you say in regards to colorism. And the attacking of dark-skinned people is seen, right? It's detected. Like, I pick it up, like in some of your guys' whole rejection towards the just the topic of colorism. It does not become an issue. Well, first of all, broaching the issue is not whining. That's one thing. This is like part of the gaslighting and really like a thing to stop the conversation. Um, but it's not always whining unless the person is whining. But I've seen any attempt to broach the topic be discussed. You brand it as whining, like that's what it becomes, and it's not whining. And people that recognize it aren't bitter. Like this is still part of the gaslighting and these little subtle attacks. They're not bitter. Like they're speaking about a reality. And also the fake camaraderie shit. Like it's not a club or fraternity. It's not something you can join. If you are not of like certain Africoid features, if you are not like at the other extreme, like a 4C texture hair, if you are not dark skin, I don't care if you're brown skin, that still bears proximity. It may not be much to you, but when you compare yourself to a blue-black person, then you'll understand the proximity that's seen. And there's certain ways that you are treated because of it. It doesn't matter if it's in your choosing. It doesn't matter. Like this shit is shown, and it's a reality. You know what I mean? And I've seen like light skin and brown skin people and brown skin. I'm not leaving y'all out. Like if you've never been called dark in your life, you know what I mean? Like but yeah, like how many times, I mean, brown skin people would live a whole life and die, live their entire lives and die, and so will light skin people and never get a backhanded compliment like, oh, that you kind of fly to be brown skin. That won't be said to them. But this shit is regularly said to dark skin people. And whether it's said or not, what I'm saying, it bears out in treatment. When these people go to fucking get a fucking loan or something, and just because the bank rejected you does not mean that it rejected you for the same reasons that it would a dark-skinned person. I mean, these people receive harsher prison sentences for the exact same crime than their light-skinned and brown-skinned counterparts. This is shown. The same thing. It's shown all the way down to schools with little girls, okay, with dark-skinned little girls, against their counterparts with school suspensions. Like they receive more harsher treatment. So this is a fucking reality, whether you want to accept it or not. And it has nothing to do with the gaslighting things that dark-skinned people are bitter and jealous. It has nothing to do with that. And I mean, at most I should be hearing people make arguments to us, well, you know what, it doesn't apply here. Okay, then we can have that discussion, then we can talk about, okay, what were the remarks? And we can examine shit and we can look at shit. But to be like, oh, that shit don't exist, this is just hogwash, this is just a mastermind piece of the bitter dark skin groups, people, like, and the low self-esteem people who don't come to think much of themselves. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. And I did drop the actual link before I even went live and press go. No one's trying to join me. And that's fine. I'm just here to get my perspective out. But I do drop the link. I don't intend to live in a bubble. But facts are facts, and facts are very stubborn things, And a lot of these people in here that are, this space is predominantly Black American woman, female. You know what I mean? And y'all would want to run away from that topic, But a lot of you guys are producing children and seeing to it that you're raising colorist children. And you don't want to acknowledge it. You're raising that, and yes, they get it very early, which is why whenever they do the white doll, black doll, that whole test with the children, and that has been repeated, okay? Not just the ones that they did in the 50s and 60s, but the ones that they did after 2000. The children are still failing, okay? You 4 years old, okay? You don't know how to spell your name, but you know that to associate blackness with evil. and wrongdoing. You get it then. You get it then. And a lot of the black people who watch those programs sit in hypocrisy, because when they go to the parents of the white children who also fell, they associate everything black with negativity too. But when they go to the white parents, that's where a lot of the hypocritical skin folks out there start, putting on that little judgment thinking caps. And they're like, oh, I want to hear what this white bitch is going to say about what her child had come to say about the black dog. But no, what about the black children? What they've come to say about them? I'm seeing a bigger violation. That's about self. And that goes to the number of things that black people do that you don't see in other people. Like even with the N-word, you don't see this. You can't point to no other group of people that do this. And the same thing with the colorism shit. So y'all raising little colorist people, children and babies, and y'all seeing to it that they get what you got, as you pretend like it's not a thing. Fuck out of here. Let me look at my check. Oh, let me refresh to see if there's any new things. Let's see. No, I haven't seen this. So so that's pretty much my thoughts again. I dropped the link. People could share what they know, give me their experiences. If I don't see anybody biting in the next 2 minutes, I am definitely out of here. But yeah, also, and it's not a trendy thing. And also, I'm going to speak about whatever topic I choose to, especially if it pertains to black people, regardless to the space that I'm in. Because I've seen this too, like, well, you can't do it over in the beef sector. The more you tell me that, the more I'm going to do it. The more you tell me that, the more I'm going to do it. That's some BS. That's some BS. Fuck you and your imaginary borders. Like, black people are here. And as much as it comes up and as much as people committed, it should be a discussion that comes up when it's committed, when people show out. The fuck you talking about? I don't do the gaslighting very well. When you guys start saying things are not a thing because you don't want to hear it. That's some bullshit to me. Yeah, but you would want to run away from that topic too, because you're the biggest perpetuator. And that's what it's about. But we can easily see racism, okay? We can snip that out of the corner, okay? Blindfolded, okay? We don't need all our senses to do that. We just pick it up, right? Fuck out of here. And yeah, and we all in the same boat. Half of y'all don't even get that. It's a lot of people that y'all calling black that aren't black. Period. Like, yeah, like, the only thing, yeah, like, you just can't, like, a black baby does not come out of a white woman's vagina, so so a lot of y'all got your own issues with determining race, because y'all feel bad about what it looks in a more pure form without obvious racial admixture. Like, y'all have that. Y'all want to set people in the group so that you can finally say, see, like, all of us don't appear this way, and some of us do have loose texture hair and narrow pointy noses and a lack of a lip that looks like a slit in someone's face. Like, you guys want to say that. I mean, the people, oh no, you can't tell. But wait till I wet my baby hair. You can tell I got some Indian in me, because you don't feel good, like, with a lack of racial admixture. That's what that comes from. You know what the fuck that sound like. Stop playing. Y'all can't keep it a buck and what's said and what's done and how people are fucking treated. Like, even socially, when it comes to fucking conversations, a dark person could be pouring out their heart and telling you the truth, and you won't believe them. and you don't know what's working in the background of your head. Yeah, you are the stocks of all them damn babies that failed that test. If you took it at that age, you would fail it too. If you took it at this age, you would fail it. Well, no, you would trick it now because you would answer like in the most righteous way that you know that you're supposed to. But deep down, that don't reflect how you treat dark skinned people. You know what I mean? You have a dark skinned child and keep them in the fucking house because you say it's I don't want you getting dark, or go out with an umbrella, thinking that you're protecting them from something, and you don't want to increase their darkness. You know your feelings. Stop playing. Like, I don't do the gaslighting well. And I've seen it. Like, in this fucking sector, it does exist. A lot of you guys sound like Europeans. You really do. And the ones on the right, you sound like the radical right ones. Okay? The ones that get into racial IQ differences and stuff like that. And yes, colorism does go to intelligence. Yeah. When they ask the babies the questions about the dogs, they go into intelligence too. Which dog is the smart one? Well, which one is dumb? It gets all into that. But I don't see nobody biting, but that's it. I'm not sitting and waiting any longer. Thank you guys so much. I'm trying to increase my subscriber count on this channel. So if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. A lot of times people find themselves in pattern coming back, but you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. If you are subscribed, make sure that you ring the bell to receive notifications when I do go live, so that you can be a part of this. And also when I do uploads or just for updates, period. And that's it. And like the video, I'm gonna find some music and be out. Okay. I done said what I had to say. But yo, this shit isn't seasonal or trendy to me. You know, sure, like it's been talked about like as of recently, so it's a time to get in on it. But if you knew my history, it's a discussion I had well before this. You know what I mean? It's just that now I'm a content creator. But yeah, I would flock to panels to weigh in, especially on shit that I've seen here. Shit has been said about me. So yeah, and it's not about whining, but it is the fuck it is. People look down on certain features. Like they have this whole fucking caste system, you know, and among those features, a lot of it has to do with physical features, like facial features. I'm talking about, you guys. You know what I mean? Smaller eyes, smaller noses. Yeah, like seems to be closer to a standard of what people call beauty. Yeah, same thing going on with the lips. And don't give me the examples of people putting collagen in their lips. That's not mainstream. I don't care how much you see it on Insta. It's not mainstream. You know what I mean? Yeah. Straighter hair is. You know, whether you want to say it or not. That's why you have women out there perming their children's hair, or at least straightening it, you know, at the age of 5. You heard me? Exactly. Reality y'all don't want to look at it. You know what I mean? That's mainstream in certain communities. That's the whole thing. Dark skin. You know what I mean? And in Nigeria, I think I read a stat that said 70% of the people use bleaching cream. You can find it like in 70% of the homes. So I mean, just y'all look, it exists. It's a fucking thing. Like it's a thing. Sure, like someone can misapply it, but then that should be the discussion. Like, yo, that shit don't apply here, or that didn't apply to my remark. Okay, fine. But to be like, like, no, that's this thing that the an agenda that the dark skinned people came up with, like, because they don't want to deal with their insecurities and envy and jealousy of us fair skin lighties. Like, what kind of shit is this? So yeah, like a lot of y'all yeah, like a very European mind and self-hating. You know what I mean? Like as you pretend to have a healthy sense of self-esteem, because all you know in your mind you have more than the average dark-skinned person. You get the fuck out of my face with that shit. All right, I'm out of here. It doesn't even make sense to me. Y'all need to check yourselves. I think y'all go too far in y'all little individual fights. That y'all throw everything out and be like, no, the Holocaust never existed. Like, or you're in the wrong space to be talking about this. Like, like the video for me.
Speaking of this, just right now, want you, just right now.